Welcome back to my kitchen. This is actually supper time because I told you I would, if I remembered, I would let you know how that bread does that I started to rise, that refrigerator bread that I put out for lunch today. So yeah, that's what we're here for. But I have already put my water on the hot plate pardon me, to cook my spaghetti. Like I said, we've got some Prego spaghetti sauce. Grab that real quick. Maybe. This is what we got. The chunky, chunky garden vegetable, no. Chunky garden combo. This stuff is like to die for. It is amazing. I love me some Prego spaghetti sauce. Especially the vegetable ones, which if you do that, you don't need to add any hamburger. If you get the cheap the cheap spaghetti sauce, then you have to doctor it up with hamburger and cheese and onions and all kinds of yummy good stuff. Anyway, I'm going to actually cook that bread in my cast iron skillet. I'm going to put some, this is not Tostitos cheese sauce like I said. This is bacon grease. I got a towel here, a paper towel here. And I'm just going to grease my cast iron skillet. We use these for everything. Literally everything. I think I got a little too much grease. Oh well. I've been watching cooking videos all afternoon. Well, not all afternoon, but quite a bit this afternoon. I've been watching cooking videos. And I found a new channel that I like. It's Mr. Cast Iron. He uses cast iron for everything, which that kind of sounds like me. So here is what it looks like. It didn't rise a whole lot, but that's okay. It will probably rise in the oven. I had Steve, oh no. It's stuck to my parchment paper. I guess I should, see, I'm still learning. Anyway, we'll peel that off the parchment paper. But I had Steve turn the oven on for me before I came over, or came home. It's like across the street practically. But anyway, needless to say, this dough is nice and sticky. The last batch that I made was kind of crusty, but this is like sticky. So surely it's gotta be good, right? I did grease my skillet. Oh, what a mess. I think I might have just messed up this bread. I guess we'll find out together, won't we? And I hope you all don't mind the cooking videos or the cook with me videos. They're not really, I'm not showing you how to do anything yet, really. I'm just, you know, standing here chatting with you while I cook because I don't have anything else to do. And I did finally get all that paperwork done for the accountant today. So hopefully I did. Just need to go over with Steve and make sure that I've got everything done, and maybe I can do a little bit more crochet if I don't get distracted with YouTube. Okay, so I got most of that off the parchment paper. Live and learn. I will know next time. That's stuck to my finger. Okay, so I got this in my skillet. I'm just gonna do it like that. Nothing fancy. I think I'll actually take it and flip it over since there's bacon grease on the bottom. Kind of push that out a little bit, make it a little bit bigger loaf. Alright, so as soon as my oven is ready, I will pop that in the oven. It says 450 for about 30 minutes is what my recipe here says. So I'm going to bump that up to 450. So now it's got to heat a little bit longer, but that's okay. I will be back and check in with you guys as soon as I have the bread done so that you can see how it turned out this time. Actually, you're just going to stay here with me because it ain't going to take me that long. It's probably won't be any longer than a lunch video because we're having spaghetti. There's really not a whole lot to do, but I do need to bake that bread. So let's put our bacon grease away. my pasta. Here's my pasta. Oops. Here is my spaghetti. We prefer the angel hair. The spaghetti sauce, the Prego was actually on sale. It's the only reason I bought it. I believe it was like $2.35-ish, something like that. The pasta was on sale too. I believe it was $1.15. And we only buy the angel hair. We don't like the normal pasta. We only get the angel hair. So, yes, we're kind of picky at that. Water is not boiling yet. Something I've started doing with my water when I cook pasta and stuff is I put hot water in my pan instead of cold water, and I do not put any oil or salt in there. I watched on a video that you're not supposed to do that, so I've stopped doing that. You put your oil on after you cook it. This will be the second time that I've cooked pasta since I watched that video. So yes. Definitely fun learning experiences because, well, you know, things are getting expensive and we have to start doing more from scratch. This says broil, bake. You want to bake. I'm leaving that at $4.50. Let's pull this bread out and see what it looks like. I do need to put foil on that. Yeah, you can see that brown spot right there in the middle. It didn't get cooked all the way. It's still doughy. But it'll be fine to put it in there and toast it up. I'm going to make up a few extra slices. It's kind of what it's looking like at the moment. And it fits perfect in these big sour cream tubs that we get. And I always label, like I showed you at lunchtime, I always label. That way I know what I have. Even when I put stuff in the refrigerator, I still label it. So I know exactly what I have in the refrigerator. Let's see. Let's get some foil. Just need a little strip of foil to put on my cookie sheet there. Like that. I need to get that bacon grease back out. I've seen a little tip. And I'm going to try it. Not with all of our bread, because I don't know if we'll like it or not. But I'm going to try it with a couple of them. Alright, my oven says it is up to temperature. So I'm going to stick my cast iron skillet in the oven. The recipe also states to put a pan of water underneath there. So I'm going to grab a pan. Oh, pan, here it is. I'm just going to put a little bit of water in the bottom of this baking pan and stick it in the oven. It's like maybe 1/4 of an inch. It helps to make the crust crusty, if you know what I mean. Alright, my water is boiling. I'm going to put it in the sink and I'm going to open my pasta. Just going to drop the pasta on the floor. Get my trusty scissors. These are my fancy kitchen shears. I have a pair almost exactly like this for my yarn and stuff. I'm excited. I do finally, in my entire time of being married, I have a pan that is big enough I can cook spaghetti whole in, which is amazing. Of course, when you have kids, you have to break it in half because it actually gives you more spaghetti. Or it looks like there's more spaghetti, so there's more to go around, if you know what I mean. Yes. That's one of my tricks. When you have kids, well, and I mean, even now, of course, I don't break up our spaghetti. But, you know, when I'm cooking meat or whatever, like, if you're, let's see, kibalsa, there we go. When you are cutting up kibalsa for a recipe, I always make mine and like quarter them up. The little slices, I quarter them up so it looks like you've got a lot more when you really don't. But it does make it go farther, so it does help to stretch your meat. Alright, So I'm going to fork this spoon here. I'm going to get my butter out too. I need to get some more of this. Put that on my list. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder how I can fit on there. I think I'm going to try and do 6. Because we'll have leftovers for tomorrow. There's 6. And then I can... Well, that end looks alright. It was the middle that was doughy. So I'm going to stick this probably in a smaller... No, I'll just stick it back in that. I'm going to stick it back in here. And stick it back in the freezer. Because I'm probably not going to need that anytime soon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully they'll all fit on that pan. Alright, these two right here that don't have the holes in them, I'm going to try spreading them with bacon grease instead of butter. Now, like I said, I seen this on a video, and I thought it being interesting because we have plenty of bacon grease. So, why not? So instead of putting butter on them, I'm putting bacon grease on those two that don't have the holes in them. And I will let you know how that tasted. I will let you know down in the description, because once supper's over, once I'm done preparing this, I will probably just end the video. So I will definitely let you know down in the description how the bacon grease bread turned out. The rest of these I'm just putting butter on. We have so much bacon grease. It's phenomenal. I've never had this much bacon grease in my life. But hey, why throw it away? It's very useful. You can do a lot with bacon grease. And if you don't like bacon, you don't know what you're missing out on. Just saying. Alright. So, I'm going to stick these on here. Two at the top are with the bacon grease. Oh, yes. And the next 4 are with butter. So there we go. And then we're just going to sprinkle some garlic salt over all of them. You gotta go, there's a fine line between too much and not enough. I never know what's too much and what's not enough. So, yeah. Anyway. Alright, I'm going to stick this up here in my toaster oven. It's on bake. Maybe I'll scoot that rack up to the middle instead of on the bottom. Get it closer to those elements. At least I think it's on bake. Yeah, it's on bake. Nope. I can't read. Broil, bake. Now it's on bake. It was on broil. So that's sitting up there on the middle row, and I will check back with you guys when my bread is done, and also when this, well, I'll check back with you in just a few minutes instead of making you sit around and wait on me to, finish supper. Well, my garlic bread is out of the toaster oven. I got distracted and slightly overcooked it a little bit. Probably because I turned it back to broil instead of bake, because I'm hurrying. I'm in a hurry. I'm hungry. But it'll be alright. We will still eat it. Okay, so I took the bread out of the oven. I showed you a picture of it. When I took it out of the oven, I did put butter on top of it. That's the top side of it. That's the bottom side of it. It is a little dense. Hopefully it's cooked all the way through. I don't know. I don't want to cut it open right now because it's still warm. And also I don't want to, gotta figure out what I'm going to put it in. Because I made a round loaf instead of a, square or rectangle loaf. So anyway, that's what my bread looks like. I will definitely let you know in the future video how the bread tastes and whether it came out alright, providing I remember. So I think that's going to wrap up today's cooking videos. Both lunch and supper. Wow, come on guys. We did a lot of cooking today. I want to thank you for joining me, and I will hope to see you in my next video.